The perils of overwatering are often underestimated. Have you ever killed a plant with kindness? It's a common mistake among plant lovers. Many of us have. We shower our plants with love, and often with too much water. This well-intentioned act can lead to disastrous results. Overwatering is a silent killer in the plant world, leading to root rot and a slow, sad demise. The roots, unable to breathe, start to decay. But fear not, fellow gardeners. Understanding your plant's needs can prevent this watery tragedy. It's all about balance and observation. It's easy to assume more water equals more happiness for our green companions. However, this is a misconception that needs to be corrected. But just like us, plants need a balance. Too much water suffocates the roots, depriving them of the oxygen they need to thrive. Healthy roots are essential for nutrient uptake. This leads to a decline in plant health, eventually proving fatal. The signs of overwatering can be subtle at first but become more apparent over time. Mastering the art of watering is crucial for cultivating a thriving garden. It's not just about the amount of water, but also the timing and method of watering. By learning to read your plant's signals and understanding their individual needs, you can provide the perfect amount of hydration. Each plant species has its own specific requirements. This ensures your plants flourish and reward you with vibrant growth. A well-watered garden is a happy garden, full of life and color. Water is the lifeblood of your garden. It's essential for photosynthesis, the process by which plants convert sunlight into energy. Water also carries vital nutrients from the soil to different parts of the plant, fueling growth and development. Proper watering ensures that your plants have the resources they need to thrive. It helps them build strong root systems, resist diseases, and produce healthy flowers and fruits. On the other hand, inconsistent watering can stress your plants. This makes them more susceptible to pests and diseases. Mastering the art of watering is about finding the right balance, not too much, not too little, just the right amount to keep your plants happy and healthy. To water effectively, it's helpful to understand how plants absorb and use water. Plants absorb water through their roots. These roots act like tiny straws, drawing water and dissolved nutrients from the soil. This water then travels upwards through the plant's stem. It reaches the leaves, where it's used for photosynthesis. During photosynthesis, water combines with carbon dioxide and sunlight to produce sugars, which fuel the plant's growth. Excess water is released through tiny pores on the leaves called stomata. This process, called transpiration, helps cool the plant and draw more water up from the roots. Understanding this intricate process highlights why providing the right amount of water is essential for a plant's survival and growth. Plants may not speak our language, but they have their ways of telling us when they're thirsty or drowning. Just like humans, plants exhibit signs of distress that can be easily overlooked if you don't know what to look for. Recognizing these signs is key to adjusting your watering routine. Proper watering is essential for the health and vitality of your plants, and understanding their signals can make all the difference. Underwatering manifests in various ways. The soil may appear dry and cracked, and the plants themselves will start to show visible signs of stress. Wilting leaves are a classic sign. When a plant doesn't get enough water, its leaves lose their turgidity and begin to droop. The leaves may also become dry, crispy, and start to brown at the edges. This is a clear indication that the plant is not receiving adequate moisture. In extreme cases, leaves may drop off entirely. This is the plant's way of conserving water by shedding parts that it can no longer support. Overwatering, on the other hand, can lead to yellowing leaves. This happens because the roots are suffocating in waterlogged soil and can't take up nutrients effectively. This is due to the roots being unable to absorb nutrients properly. When the soil is too wet, it creates an environment where roots can't function as they should. Overwatering can also cause leaves to feel soft and mushy. This is a sign that the plant cells are becoming waterlogged and starting to break down. You might notice stunted growth and a generally unhealthy appearance. Overwatered plants often struggle to grow because their roots are damaged. One telltale sign of overwatering is a foul odor coming from the soil. This smell is often due to anaerobic bacteria thriving in the overly wet conditions. This indicates root rot, a serious condition that can kill your plant. Root rot occurs when the roots are deprived of oxygen for too long and start to decay. By learning to recognize these signs, you can act promptly to save your plants from watery distress. Adjusting your watering habits based on these signals will help ensure your plants thrive and remain healthy. Section 5. Tailoring the flow factors influencing water needs. Just like us, not all plants have the same thirst. Each plant has its own unique water requirements, and understanding these needs is essential for maintaining a healthy garden. Several factors influence how much water a plant needs. These factors can range from the type of plant to the environment in which it is grown. By paying close attention to these details, you can ensure that your plants receive the right amount of water. Understanding these factors is crucial for developing a tailored watering routine. A well-planned watering schedule can make the difference between a thriving garden and one that struggles to survive. Different plant species have different water requirements. For instance, some plants may need daily watering, while others can go for days or even weeks without water. Cacti and succulents, for example, are adapted to arid environments and prefer their soil to dry out completely between waterings. These plants have evolved to store water in their leaves and stems, allowing them to survive long periods without rain. Climate plays a significant role in water needs. The amount of sunlight, temperature, and humidity all affect how quickly a plant uses water. Plants in hot, dry climates will naturally need more frequent watering than those in cooler, more humid regions. In contrast, plants in humid environments may require less frequent watering, as the moisture in the air helps keep the soil damp. The size and material of the pot also affect watering frequency. Larger pots hold more soil and therefore retain moisture longer, while smaller pots dry out more quickly. Terracotta pots are porous and allow water to evaporate more quickly than plastic or glazed ceramic pots. This means that plants in terracotta pots may need to be watered more often. Pay attention to the plant's location. Indoor plants, for example, may need less water than outdoor plants due to the controlled environment. Plants in sunny spots will dry out faster than those in shady areas. The amount of light a plant receives can significantly impact its water needs. By considering these factors, you can tailor your watering routine to meet the specific needs of each plant in your care. This thoughtful approach will help ensure that your garden remains lush and vibrant, with each plant receiving the care it needs to thrive. Section 6. The watering equation, frequency and quantity. There's no one-size-fits-all answer to how often and how much to water. However, some general guidelines can help you find the sweet spot for your plants. As a rule of thumb, it's best to water deeply and less frequently. This encourages plants to develop deep, healthy root systems. Instead of giving your plants a little sprinkle every day, water them thoroughly until the water drains out of the drainage holes. Then, allow the topsoil to dry out before watering again. You can check the soil moisture by sticking your finger about an inch into the pot. If it feels dry, it's time to water. Remember, these are just guidelines. It's essential to observe your plants and adjust the frequency and quantity of water based on their individual needs and environmental conditions. Section 7. Watering wisdom. Practical tips for happy plants. Watering plants might seem like a simple task, but there's an art to it. Here are some practical tips to help you water your plants like a pro water in the morning. This allows the foliage to dry out during the day, reducing the risk of fungal diseases. Water at the base. Avoid wetting the leaves, as this can also encourage fungal growth. Use lukewarm water. Cold water can shock the roots. Provide good drainage. Ensure your pots have drainage holes to prevent waterlogging. Don't let pots sit in water. Empty any excess water from the saucer beneath the pot. Group plants with similar needs. This makes it easier to provide the appropriate watering for each group. By following these simple tips, you can create a happy and hydrated environment for your plants to thrive. Many myths surround plant watering, often causing more harm than good. Let's debunk some of these common misconceptions. All plants need to be watered every day. Watering frequency depends on various factors, including plant type, pot size, and climate. You can't overwater a plant if the pot has drainage holes. While drainage holes help, overwatering can still occur if the soil is constantly wet. Wilting plants always indicate a lack of water. Wilting can also be a sign of overwatering or other plant stress factors. You should fertilize your plants every time you water. Over-fertilizing can be just as harmful as overwatering. Follow product instructions carefully. By separating fact from fiction, we can avoid falling prey to these watering myths and provide our plants with the care they truly need. Watering plants doesn't have to be a guessing game. By understanding the science behind plant hydration, recognizing your plant's signals, and following these practical tips, you can become a confident and successful gardener. Remember, every plant is unique, and what works for one might not work for another. Observe your plants closely, pay attention to their needs, and don't be afraid to adjust your watering routine accordingly. With a little practice and a lot of love, you can provide your plants with the perfect amount of hydration, helping them flourish and bring joy to your home and garden. Ultimately, the best way to know when your plants need watering is to observe them closely. Plants have their own ways of communicating their needs. Learn to read the subtle signs they give, a slight droop in the leaves, a change in leaf color, or the feel of the soil. Remember that overwatering can be just as detrimental as underwatering. So err on the side of caution and only water when necessary. With a little practice, you'll become adept at recognizing your plant's signals and providing them with the right amount of water to thrive. Monty Don is a well-known British horticulturist, broadcaster and writer. He is best known for presenting gardening television programs, including the BBC's immensely popular Gardener's World. Having cultivated his passion for gardening since childhood, Don shares his wealth of experience through his captivating storytelling and practical advice, encouraging both novice and seasoned gardeners alike to find joy and fulfillment in nurturing their own green spaces.